How's it going, guys? It's been a crazy week. Cooper's got young kids, and I got a lot going on too. We do a lot of other stuff besides this podcast for God, so it's just been crazy, and we haven't been able to make time to make the video. So we just kind of postponed this week. We're going to go into next week with the last part of Armor of God. But I told Cooper that I felt led to say something, and I really think somebody needs to hear it. He was cool with it, so I'm gonna make a little short video real quick just to kind of go over some stuff that means a lot to me. So I don't know how to say this. Just gonna go ahead and go with it. God's kind of got me led to it, so we'll just let him take over the conversation, hopefully. Do you find yourself working 50, 60, 70, maybe 80 hours a week? Seems like you're always chasing that dollar bill. And the faster you run for it, the faster it gets in front of you. You never can catch up to it. Especially if you're young. If you're in your 20s, yeah. You probably got big plans of how you're going to work 2 and 3 jobs, save some money up, get some money in the bank so that when you get to be a guy like my age, in my 40s, you can just sit back and chill, right? That's never how it works. I saw a snake down there, but it wasn't. About 5 years ago, that's how I was. My job was everything that I owned. Nothing else mattered because that was the only thing that I had. I had multiple jobs, different jobs, and I also worked 2 jobs a lot of the times, on multiple businesses, along with working a 40 and 50 hour a week job. But I kind of just sat down one day and realized I'm in my 40s and I have nothing to show for it. Like, I've been chasing this dollar bill thinking that I was doing something, and I wasn't. I'm in the same place I was before. And I realized, I said, so something's wrong. I don't know. I got some priorities messed up in my life, I think. So I started doing some hard looking in my life. And I realized that, my career was my number one thing in life. If I walked into a room and everybody was talking about a subject, hunting, fishing, sports, I didn't know it. I couldn't have a conversation with them. If you wanted to talk about something I was doing at my job, though, I could talk about it all day long. I had no life outside of my job. Do you find yourself in that position? And if you're happy with that, hey, go for it. Hey, go do it to it. You may have everything that you want in life. And if that is true, you might want to turn this video off now because it's about to get rough. I had a void in my life that I couldn't feel. It was like I was throwing everything I could at it, and I just couldn't fill this void, right? And finally, one day, God sat me down. He had some long talks with me. And he told me what I was doing wrong and told me that I need to straighten up. And about 1.5 years ago, I started really straightening up. I started getting my priorities lined out. See, the thing is that, do you walk around thinking they're always going to fire you? Well, if I do something wrong, they're going to let me go. And it's no big deal. They let people go every day. You'll just be another statistic in a little book, right? They can't let you go until God says it's time for you to go. You're there for a reason, and that reason is to somehow glorify God. Like I said, if you're happy with the way that your life is and you're not glorifying God at work, I would suggest you turn this video off now. We were meant to be more than just going to work and going home. There's a song that says, I was meant to be more than tending a grave. And that means a lot to me. I was meant to more than just tending a grave. Start looking at your church. If you don't have a church, find a church. Get involved in it. A lot of folks get hurt at the church. They get mad, and I can't go back there because somebody talked about me, or I can't go back there no more because this person right here goes to church there and I can't stand them. Well, that's where God goes to church at, and that's where you need to go to church at. Wherever you feel led by God to go, that's where you need to go. And then when you get there, get involved, but just go and help them clean up after a party or something. Go do it. Help somehow within the church. Be an active member of the church, not just a person that sits in a pew. Be a door greeter. They always need door greeters. Help out with services. You'll find out that when you start working for God, He makes things happen. You don't know how it happens. It's just happens. Bills just get paid. No, you're still going to be shuffling bills around to pay them, just like you were doing before. But you don't stress about it no more. If they don't get paid, they don't get paid. It's just going to have to happen, right? God's going to see to it. God's going to take care of it. You're going to have to maybe work. He may have you work some extra overtime so that you can pay for those bills, but don't stress about it. God's got a plan. It's not your plan. It's His plan. And if you don't know God, if you don't have a personal relationship with God, I would suggest you start one. It's a very simple task. All you have to do is get down on your knees somewhere. You don't have to get on your knees. If you can't get down on your knees, if you physically can't do that, just stand there and pray to God. Say, "Dear Lord, I need you. I need you in my life. I believe that Jesus Christ died on the cross for my sins. I believe that He rose from the grave 3 days later. And I believe it's because of this sacrifice that He made, I'm able to go to heaven whenever I die. I believe that you're number one in my life. And I believe that you're the one that makes my world go round. I believe that you're the reason why I wake up in the morning, and you're the reason why I go to sleep at night. I believe in you, and I want to learn more about you." And then go get active in a church. Go talk to a pastor. You got to make it public. God wants you to make it public. He doesn't want to be your side hustle. He wants you to make it public. He wants everybody to know that you belong to God. It's that simple. Go to church, talk to your pastor, let your pastor go ahead and walk you through the steps. Make sure that you might need some talking to. Hey, whatever you need to do, get closer to God. You can't outgive Him. That's about all I got. I just really just wanted to share that, your job ain't everything. It's not everything at all. You'll find yourself once you get in God's will and you start doing what God asks you to do, you'll start finding out that whenever you go into these little groups and they're talking about stuff, you can actually hold a conversation with them now. It's not just about your job no more. Now it's about stuff you do after work. So, with that being said, hey, keep watching, share the word. Talk to y'all later.